Burden is part of God's vocabulary. Don't say God is not speaking if you have a burden. A burden is a holy weight God places on your heart that refuses to let you rest until you have obeyed his will. So the burden is an invitation for correction. It's for teaching. In other words, that burden came because you were looking away. And he's trying to draw you back. So once I have that burden there, this holy weight that is upon my heart that has refused to go, I have to understand that God is up to something. There is a new season that is about to break in my life. You see that Nehemiah had a burden. He had a burden for the broken walls of Jerusalem. Moses had a burden to deliver Israel from Egypt. Esther had a burden to intervene for her people. Hannah had a burden for a child and for Israel's future. And you see Daniel had a burden to pray for Israel's restoration. Now, all these people I've mentioned, the 5 of them, they have something in common. They had a burden to do something, but God didn't tell them to do it. So a burden in itself is God's communication. Don't say God is not speaking if you have a burden. Burden is part of God's vocabulary. So when Nehemiah heard that the walls of Jerusalem was falling and he had that leanness in his soul, that's where it came. God didn't say go and build it. But the burden came upon him. That was an invitation to do. Others heard it. And if there was anybody that shouldn't be concerned, it should have been Nehemiah, because he had a good job. Why should Moses want deliverance for Israel? Why in the world? He was a prince. That thing was a leanness in his soul. It can't be more than this. The Bible says he preferred to be in the wilderness than to be eating the dainty meat in the palace. It was a burden. So most of these people, it was an impression, not a word. But it can come as a word also. If you don't understand that the burden is an invitation from heaven, the truth of the matter is this: everything pertaining to your journey, you will have it the wrong way. And if you ask some people, what's your purpose in life? They will tell you, anything I do effortlessly. That's not whatever you enjoy doing. If it comes natural to you, that's the area that it's not true. Your purpose is your area of burden. What everybody thinks is normal and you think something is wrong. That is the purpose. So if you don't get this right, you are going to be misinterpreting God's leading. You will miss God. You will miss God. Finish.